going on? Oh boy, I'll tell you. Just had a very interesting 2 hours. My thing is this, people. Do I see myself as the good guy in the movie? No. I see myself as the guy that's in between. I'm not the villain, I'm not the good guy, I'm the guy that's in the middle. Giving you the ugly truth. And people don't like the ugly truth. They want to live in a lie where they're the protagonist and they're always in the right. But I must say this, and I must say this to the world. And I must say this to every other human being on the planet. We have to get out of this cycle of telling people they are wrong. You have to hear me right now because it must be said. Stop telling people they are wrong if you don't have the answer. If you don't know. Stop saying other people are wrong if you don't have the answer. How? This is a growing phenomenon. People love to tell somebody else they wrong. They don't know what they doing. They don't even know. They say, well, what's the square root curvature of the earth? Oh, he don't know. Why? Because you don't know? How would you know if that person know or not? You wouldn't know what the answer they gave you.
Now keep left.
People do it all the time. They'll tell somebody, man, you don't know what you're talking about. But do you? No, I ain't got the answer, but I know he don't know. How you know? I just know.
Please follow the highway for 13
People
miles.
got to get out of that cycle. They just say things. They just don't even have any bearing or any meaning behind it. Just empty words. Sitting there telling somebody they wrong when they don't have the answer. You got to get out of that cycle. It's poison. Just say, hey, I don't know. Maybe we got it, maybe we don't. I don't know. How hard is that? Just say you don't know. Or find out if somebody's telling the truth. Learn. How about that? This whole world is built around people who don't seem to get it. They don't get it. Society and all of its glory and all of its wonder, you're surrounded by people who just don't get it. They have seem to have a mental block in their brains where they just have so much fun making despair for others. I don't like to have useless conversations. So forgive me if I don't call you all the time. I'm not a call you all the time person because I feel you have things to do and I have things to do also. I'm busy. Life pulls me in these directions. Like it should pull you in your directions. It's not my fault if I don't think of you of every given moment because I have things and responsibilities that I have to do and take care of. So my mind is always fixated on taking care of business. So I don't have to call you at every waking moment. But if I do call, believe me, I'm calling with something to say. That's just how I am. I don't like to have empty calls just to be, so what you doing right now? Nothing. Chilling. Oh, well, this thing just came around and I was thinking, I don't have time for those. Now, people will say, when you look at stuff like that, people look back and say, oh, well, I knew so-and-so was so-and-so. How do you know? You feel me? Like, how do you know? How do you really know? You don't. You're just doing the best you can to try to guess. Like everybody else. You're guessing. The whole world is like that now. This whole thing is like a pillow race where everybody's trying to make their way in a figure eight. And for what? Nobody really cares in the end. In the end, this is just another day. People don't care anymore. They're only self-serving. Somebody asks somebody else a question or a statement, they interject and tell somebody they're wrong. Stop telling people they are wrong when you don't know the answer. Period. It's as simple as that. You make yourself sound stupid when you tell somebody they're wrong and you don't have the answer. No, if you don't know the answer, just be like, take it at face value. Until you get the information, I'll be like, I don't know about that. Well, let's wait and see. Anyone can stand corrected. There's been plenty of times I've said names wrong. Just the other day, we did a video. I said what? Austin Rivers. When it was Miles Austin. So, like I say, I knew in my mind who it was. I just had the name wrong. So you can stand corrected, and people corrected me in the live chat, and I said, oh yeah, it's Miles Austin. So you stand corrected. I'm just saying, stop telling people they wrong about something. And if you don't have the answer, if you don't have the answer to something, how are you going to tell somebody else they're wrong? and have an argument on it. You know, it's like you don't have the answer. So how are you gonna tell me I don't know if you don't even know? You're guessing. And that's a growing trait. That's a growing bad trait. That's just automatic negativity. It's a bad aura that you're allowing in your presence. That's the first thing. And people don't even know they're doing it. As soon as somebody says something, they be, man, you lying. I'd be like, well, do we have any proof or any facts around it to make us say he's lying? Or it's just the way he said it, the tone or whatever. But if somebody says something, they just immediately come with, nope, that ain't the truth. Or that ain't it. Or he wrong. Well, tell us what's right. If he's wrong, then tell us who's right. I remember when we said the Biggie, I Got a Story to Tell, was based on a true story. Everybody was, you wrong, you lying. They have no facts to back up anything, but straight up and down said I was lying. I knew it was true. I knew the player who was involved in it. And when John Starks mentioned it, everybody got their attention when he mentioned that it was a player, but it wasn't him. And I named the player. And then Fat Joe came out and said, and confirmed it. Then Diddy came out on the radio, Breakfast Club or whatever, and confirmed it. So it was double confirmed that I was telling the truth the whole time. But everybody sitting there immediately telling me I'm wrong when they don't even know. So why would you say somebody's wrong if you don't have any evidence or any proof to say that your claim is right? Stop telling people they wrong if you don't know.
Please keep right onto I-94 west toward Milwaukee.
Cancel route guidance.
Are you sure you want to cancel route guidance?
Yes.
Canceling route guidance.
Well, sometimes you want to know exactly where it is that you're going. You want to know where you're headed. You want to know everything that's on the map. You want to know every detour. You're going to want to know everything when you're traveling. Some of these areas I haven't been to in a very long time, so that's why I use route guidance to get through them, because they've altered them. A lot of roads. They built a lot of cul-de-sacs on streets I used to go down that I don't go down anymore. Yeah, well, it is what it is, isn't it? They did the same thing to Kwame Brown. Oh, he wrong. People in the chat, yeah, he wrong. He don't know what he talking about his own life. He wrong. How you gonna tell this man he's wrong about his life? You don't know. Stupid, McNupid. Man, I was on top of the world when I had my fiber internet. I'm still pissed off we ain't got fiber in our area. I move into a bigger house, more expensive and everything, and can't get fiber internet. Mad as a mother about that. And when I was in my smaller place, I had fiber internet. I had the best internet service in the world. Not really. I saw things a little different. I saw things changing. I saw the graphic meter change. I saw a lot of people's attitudes change. Oh, Joe Biden's gonna make sure we're in a war, right? All the way up to the election. So people will feel like, well, we can't have a transition of presidency in the middle of a war. Just wait for it. Me, I like to know what I'm talking about. That's the thing with me. I like to know what I'm talking about. It's just the way I am. I think better, I feel better when I know what I'm talking about. I'm more confident when I know what I'm talking about. I have the information. So when you have the information, things work a lot better. You start feeling a lot better. Start moving a lot better. Because you have the information. So if somebody says something, I can say, hey, that's wrong. Because X, Y, Z, X, Y, and Z. That's what I do on my videos. I let people know when something's wrong. And I'll tell them, hey, that ain't right. What you just said right there was not correct. Yeah, I've been pretty good at that. lately, people's energy has changed. They're unsure about their future. They're unsure about their jobs. People work. They got new worries. You know, I got 2 weddings back to back to go to. I'm just really going to get over one situation. You know, it's like basically putting a bow on a friendship that really ain't been a friendship in like 7 years. Like, I barely see this person now. We good, and that's dude still my brother to this end, but we ain't really spoke to each other since 2016, really. Seen each other maybe twice, and that was it. Even Rick, I don't really see him too much either. So, you know, they my brothers, but we don't really, you know, it's like our time and friendship came and went. We all used to work together, then once we stopped working together, it was like, eh. You know, I still treated them like brothers, but when you become more successful, people become more resentful. They start holding stuff against you. And all I did was just work while they were trying to find ways to expand their lives and everything. And that's all cool. I just chose to work. Even though my boy went and slept with this chick, that I ain't mad that he slept with the chick, but I'm like, he tried to rub it in my face, and I'm like, dog, I the one introduced you to the girl. You know, I'm like, dude, I introduced you to the girl so that you can get with her and y'all could hook up or do whatever. I don't care if y'all did that. I mean, but I'm like, I talked to her when they did all of this when I was in Florida a while ago. This is years ago. I was in Florida. I talked to her in Florida, and she didn't even mention anything. And when I come home, he tries to like rub it in my face. Like, I'm like, why is he talking to me like he's trying to rub it in my face or something? Like, I'm like, and why was she? Because I've been knowing her way longer than I knew him. I'm like, why is she trying to hide this from me? But then I saw through this whole thing between those two what this was about. This was more than about the chick. This was like trying to, he didn't even care about the girl like that. He just wanted it like it was a trophy or something, like she was mine or something, like he had it. And it's something that inner thing that he had that I don't even know what the hell he was talking about. Because if I really wanted to, I could have the chick anytime I wanted. I just been knowing her for so long. I didn't want her. And now I know not to be her friend anymore. This is my out. I was looking for an out. And this was it. It was beautiful. Yeah, she was a problem, you know, and she had latched on to me because she used to live in the same complex as us like many moons ago. And she just latched on to me and became my problem. Because I'm over here with the broken wing syndrome trying to help her out. And all her relationships, boyfriends ODing and all this craziness. I'm like, look, I'm dealing with way too much to be dealing with y'all nonsense. But I was the one that always came to her aid and helped her out of a jam. And I was like, man, look, she's playing way too much on this. But what was weird to me is when I needed something for me, and the very rare time she ever had to do anything for me, or was even asked, she couldn't do it. Or she had a reason why she couldn't do it. Then, mysteriously, during this miracle situation that I thought it was a lie, because I'm like, she would have told me something. So I thought maybe my boy was lying when he said that, oh, this happened. I'm like, is he telling the truth? And my other friend said, no, that chick came over here. And I was like, she came over here in a red car? Yeah. Bet. Now I know it's real. My other friend said it. She came by and it was all legit. And I said, oh, okay, well, cool. Good for you. But I'm not talking to her no more. Because not once could she come out and do anything that she was asked to do. Either her car didn't work or she had any reason. But you will come all the way out for somebody you just met? Bet. Now I got a reason to cut you off. Because you're not a friend. You never was. You was somebody who was a taker. So she had to get cut off. Have I seen her since that time? No, she tried to reach out to me like years later. I would say about 2 years later. And she reached out to me and tried to have this conversation with me. And I said, no. I don't want to talk to you no more. We are done. Don't contact me, nothing. We are done. That did it. So whatever's happened to her since then, don't know, don't care. Because it'll go right back to the same old, same old. And I don't want that. That's somebody that latch on to you and take your kindness for weakness and always get a jam, selfish. Can't deal with that. Just a constant headache. No, I just eliminated. I eliminated the problem. So when you eliminate the problem, I felt so relieved. I'm like, but no, I ain't mad at Rick. Rick did what he's supposed to do. But I don't know why he felt like he was trying to rub it in my face. And I'm like, what was this about? I don't know. Guys do some crazy things at times. Yeah, it was really weird because the way he was telling it to me, you know, he wasn't saying it like, oh man, you know that girl that, you know, your friend that I met, yeah, man, yeah, you know, I came, when you was out of town, you know, I came over, I hit it. You know, it wasn't like that. It was more of a, yeah, you know, I hit that girl, your friend, yeah, she drove over, yeah, yeah, and I hit it when you was out of town. It was like that, like he was trying to rub it in like he took her from me or something. I'm like for real? Like she ain't tell me about it. I talked to her while I was gone. She never mentioned it. He's like, yeah, it did. She came over one night and this and that. I talked to her. I came over. Yeah, I hit that. It's like, all right, like, all right, well, good for you. But I'm like, why is he saying it like that? Like now I'm feeling like, what don't I know here? Why was she keeping this a secret? So I was like, this is my out. This is the same girl that cock blocked me from sleeping with her friend. Oh, to God, her friend was ready to go. She's like, she's married. I'm like, they're separated. That marriage is done. And she's ready to go. And she just cock blocked all night long. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong? I can't do that. She's married and I know her husband. I'm like, so? Stay out of her business. They separated. But I feel like, because I put them together, you know, like they're my friends. And I don't want this to be a problem because, you know, I know him. And then if what happens if he sees you two together? I'm like, he ain't going to see me. Unless going to be working at the motel. Because I'm like, they separated. I could see if they was like still a couple. They separated. That was always very bizarre to me. Well, but nevertheless, just a typical day. Typical day. All right, well, let me get back to work. I'm gonna go. And another day in the books. God